Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your favorite everything JR Wisdom coming back at you with another story here that's pretty interesting, and it's becoming pretty common, guys. We've seen this popping up a lot more often in the news, and right now it's of a popular rapper. But before we get into it, hit that like and subscribe button along with the bell. That way you receive all the notifications for all of my future videos that have content like this. Listen, man, we close. Let's run it up to 100,000. Quit playing with me. So anyway, guys, let's hop right into it. If y'all don't know who I'm talking about, he's a popular rapper, has over 1 million followers on TikTok, so on and so forth. He's fresh out of Baton Rouge. You know, he's got into some trouble with the law and things like that. He's got an interesting story. He's got a few hits under his belt, and he goes by the name of Fredo Bang. So Fredo Bang, as I said, is a rapper from out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and you know, he's made the headlines here lately by impregnating a couple, a lesbian couple named Annie and Sevyn, who they are quite popular influencers if you guys haven't been following them on social media. They both have separate Instagram accounts, and they're also on TikTok as well. They're into fitness and things like that. And, you know, they had their thing going. So they've been married since 2020, as I stated. And in this whole case, they actually had a child before Fredo back in 2021, Parker, who's the first child. A lot of people thought that both of the children were actually twins and both of them were his, but they're not. Parker is not his son. That was a child conceived previously through in vitro fertilization, IUI, that process which she went through. I believe it was Annie who went through, excuse me, Sevyn, who actually went through that process as well. You guys can correct me. I know you guys gonna chew me up in the comment section in terms of that. JR, you don't know which one is which. You don't know who the one who has the peroxide colored hair. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. One has the hair hat going on. I'm assuming that's Sevyn, and Annie is the one with the low Cisco haircut, the thicker one. You know, that looks like she took a whipping with a bottle of peroxide. But that's neither here nor there. Both attractive young ladies, lesbians. Obviously, they're married. So how this came about, guys, and I'm going to play the clip here before you guys see it, is that, you know, they met through the industry, I think, down in Miami. And I guess conversations came up, which women tend to do. They, instead of going to a clinic, they may try to get with somebody they know and, hey, proposition them as they do and say, hey, would you mind sharing your seed with us, you know, or so that we like your style, whatever, and they vibed, and he was all with it, I guess, because he doesn't have any kids. So they ended up going through the IUI procedure. I believe she had, one of them had PCOS or PCOS, whatever you want to call it in terms of that, which made it difficult. This procedure, guys, if you don't know, is very difficult sometimes for people who are having issues and may have had health issues in terms of, you know, reproduction, whether it be, you know, their ovaries, a ton of things going on nowadays, whereas women are having a lot of trouble with having children. And it seems, you know, more frequent, even though the mortality rate has gone down in terms of childbirth, we're having more issues, which is coming up. But anyway, they had a son, Peyton, who's actually Fredo's, not Parker. So Peyton and Parker, who they do have a brand named after as well, are their two sons when it comes to this. So if you guys don't know, I mentioned IUI and I also mentioned IVF, which a lot of you may have heard of IVF. I know I've heard of IVF. I actually have a friend who went through that process of IVF. IVF is basically when they remove the eggs from the woman or from the source that they're using, or donor, whatever you want to call it, and it's fertilized outside of the body with the male sperm and then placed into the uterus. As opposed to IUI, the sperm is directly placed into the uterus, which is less invasive, for lack of a better term, and I'm assuming it's not as expensive as IVF, because we know these treatments can become very expensive. So all in all, let's go ahead and run the clip and let them tell you the process, and not process, but all the questions, I guess, that people were asking of how they were getting down. And, you know, let me know what you think, guys.
Yes, we are married. We are happily married. We've been married since 2020, and it was one of the best decisions that I ever made was to get on one knee and propose. I'm just gonna say that first and foremost.
Yes, one knee.
However, as far as our relationship goes with Frederick, listen, we have a great relationship. It's a personal relationship, and that just is what it is.
It is what it is.
I know there's a lot of confusion because we do have two kids, Parker and Peyton. A lot of people have heard of the brand Parker by Peyton. We actually created it and named it after our kids and who we manifested before they came, of course. But as far as Peyton goes, I can confirm that Fredo Bang is the biological father of Peyton. However, he is not the biological father of Parker, whom my wife carried in 2021. And
we had to try 3 times for Parker, which was just like the craziest thing. The first time I actually found out, it's really hard. The first time I found out I had polycystic ovary syndrome, when we went to the fertility specialist, I thought I was just going to be able to easily get pregnant. In which that's when I started like documenting our whole entire journey of our IUI process, which is on our YouTube. Being the Buffins, because it was really hard. Like the first time was devastated when I found out I just couldn't easily get pregnant like I thought. The second time was super devastating.
So I know that
you had to do more hormones and more shots. Grateful to have my wife by my side every time. Which is why you've seen her doing the shots for me, and you know, you've seen it documented that she was like injecting the hormones, because I didn't want to have to do all that type of stuff by myself. And the second time I was devastated again, didn't want to give up. So then we tried again one more time, and that's when we finally got our yes of Parker coming through IUI the last time. And that was before, if it didn't happen, we were going to have to try IVF, which was an even more expensive process, more medicine, more different things to your body.
So there you have it, folks. You heard what they had to say. You know, a lot of people have questions, and they're saying they're really not concerned about what your thoughts are. A lot of people still have issues with same-sex couples, especially there's also opinions on same-sex couples having children and how it may affect the children. And I've even had, you know, spoken with lesbians that say that they don't agree with it per se. They believe that it should be male, even though they're lesbian, they don't believe that lesbians or gay people should have children. And that fact, it should be man and woman, the way some people consider it naturally to be, or scientifically it to be naturally the way of approach for having children. Now, when it comes to my thoughts on it, my thoughts don't really matter. As long as you're happy, you know, whatever comes out of that situation, whether you have 2 moms, a man, you know, as the donor, whatever comes about it, obviously the natural way of things is you have to have the intervention of sperm to have children. That's why they know 2 women can't make a baby, 2 men can't make a baby. You have to have the female and the male part of this, as much as we try to blur the lines when it comes to sex, gender, and all of these different things, making it more of a fluid thing. But only one can produce eggs and only one can produce sperm. At the end of the day, only one has a cycle, which obviously goes along with the eggs, like I'm saying. So, I mean, if they like it, I love it, man. I just thought it was an interesting story that we see, especially for a big name like Fredo Bang. For those of you probably like, he's not a big name, JR. What are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. Well, he made the news, and this is something that's going on a lot. We see this on a lot of these talk shows, from Kendra to Kevin Samuels, where these women get a friend and he either shoots the club up or does it another route. She hate me, but he was making money off of it. It's a good hustle. You know what I'm saying? You had the guy called the New York Sperminator. Baby, you're going to have to pay me $100,000 for mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be one dude. I think it was one of them, which I'll try to link it on here. He sold it for $250. $250, bro. You didn't get to clap the cheeks or nothing, but you're selling your life force to a woman for $250, and she's using a turkey baster. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's not my style. You gonna pay me $100,000? You know what I mean? Some dudes just want a quick $250. Nah, it's not happening here, player. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that come with this, just for me to be sharing it, giving it to you. Nah. You can call me vain, call me whatever you want to call me, but that's just my thoughts, folks. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this whole situation with Fredo Bang and the two lesbians, and you know, donating sperm and all these things like that, and for hooking up lesbians, couples, or same-sex couples that have children. Let me know. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. It helps to support the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And with that being said, much blessings and abundance. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Listen, this is wisdom. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen, and that's where I'm going to see you guys at. I'm out of here. Peace.
It's God's the beat maker.
And I don't know. I will put a light in the sky for the G's that done turn memory from go. Blessings we send to the ghetto youth.